Hi, everyone. Um, just saying hello again from my studio in my home. And a lot of time has passed since I saw you last, and I just wanted to pop in and share a little bit about what the Lord's been doing the last couple months in my life. Not really been pretty, obviously, but once you kind of go through the fire and you come out of it, you have something to tell, something that you learned or something that the Lord showed you or how He strengthened you or whatever. And many of you know that I homeschooled my kids have always been homeschooled. They're 8, and 11. And in September, I decided to send them to the Belleville Christian School. And up until that point, there was a piece of me that I was able to keep at bay. So long as my kids never went to school, I never had to face my terror of school. And but it was the right thing to do. And I really grappled with it inside, and I had to do a lot of things that went against what made me feel safe in my little world. And I had to say, you know what, this is best for my children, and I have to do it even if it makes my whole world fall upside down. When I was little, as you know, there was a lot of crap going on, and I couldn't make sense of it, as little kids can't really always do. And my mother, she didn't have the support that she needed to be a wife and to be a mom, and she also had some issues with being stressed out. And in the mornings when I got on the school bus, she was in a bad state, and she was just not well. And while I was dealing with all the things that I had nowhere to go with it. And then I was worried about her, and then I got on the bus, and then I went to school, and one day I actually got sick at school, and the shame of that was horrific. And that was the day that I think, laid down and died, and I never made it past that day. And that's not why I homeschooled, but homeschooling did help with, keeping me from having to deal with the fear of school and what it represents for me. Because with trauma, your head doesn't always think right, and walking into that, you relive it. So I want to share a little bit about the last month or so, what it's been like. I've been going every morning. I get up, and I've been going to Planet Fitness for about an hour to work off some of my anxiety and fears about the mornings. It seems like the stomach that my mother had and the stomach that I had as a kid that scared me, that held all my emotions, my children have that too. And it was like walking into a battle zone every morning wondering, are my kids going to be okay today? Are they going to be too anxious to go to school? Am I going to be strong enough to help them when I'm sort of walking through the memories of all of this? And so I want to quickly share with you a little bit of a story about my mother and I. Part of my journey that's been so difficult is that I've had a little girl inside of me who was angry with my mother for not doing anything when I was a kid and not seeing what was happening and not helping me with it. And I had resentment towards her because she was going through her stuff. And there was always that part of me that was saying, well, what about me? Like, I need my mom. I need my mom for so much, but I can't have her because she's going through her own stuff. And, and all through life, we've really struggled with being able to do relationship because we've just not been able to see eye to eye. We keep butting heads, and we keep missing each other's hearts, and we keep hurting each other, even after, I had the kids and everything. And so there was a 3-year period where her and I needed to take a break from each other and needed to figure out who we were without each other. Because, sometimes some of those bonds, you you love each other, but you hate each other, and you just can't break away from that and figure out who you are apart from the relationship. And so that was a really hard time for me. And I went through a lot of stuff, feeling a lot of grief of, missing my mom in the places where I did have her. And she, I think, had a difficult time as well. But what's really neat is that the Lord found her, and she developed this incredible relationship with God in the process. And then when we spoke again, I saw that she was a changed woman, and she committed her life ever since then to help me through the pain of the past and being there for me this time, whatever that looks like. And she's been there in the morning in a way that she wasn't able to be there back then, so that I can be the mom that my kids need in the morning. I had to delete some people from Facebook in order for me to be able to post this, because with my last video that I posted, some people are worried that I'm ruining their reputation just by sharing my story. And I've been very respectful and confidential with everything, and I'll continue to be that. But sometimes you can't live until you decide that you're going to remove yourself from the secrets that keep other people looking good while you just carry it. And I decided that I didn't want to do that anymore, so I'm trying to be respectful of that. But it's been difficult to be that voice that says, hey, this is what happened, and it's easier just to keep it inside and then to die with the feelings and the depression and the anxiety. So I spoke out last time about my video. You can catch it on YouTube. It's called What Jesus Would Do. And it's just talking about how you have to, as a victim of abuse, childhood sexual abuse, how difficult it is to forgive and to love that person anyway. And so my mother and I, we had to talk about that. And yesterday we were talking, and the kids had just went on the bus, and I was having a panic attack. And she was not having a good day. And she came in and she sat down and she said, this is bugging me and this is bugging me. And so I panicked, and I thought, uh-oh, this means I'm going to lose her again, and I'm on my own because she's not okay. And this time I saw something different. I saw a woman who was, not pretending. She wasn't overly excited and happy or anything. She was struggling. But she was still my mom. And that was the first, for me. I don't know if any of this makes sense, but I do feel called to share it. She said, I feel like there's this part of me that, loves the Lord and wants to serve Him. And then there's another part of me that listens to the lies, that I'm worthless. And then I just go into this place where, I feel like I'm never going to get away from those voices. And I said, but Mom, that's what we all deal with. We all have that. We all have some good in us, and we all have to struggle with the not so good. But for the first time, instead of her letting that sort of just destroy everything, she was just so honest. And I saw this little thing of this beautiful spark. And I asked the Lord, what is that? What is that I see that I've never seen before? And He told me, it's surrender. It's somebody who says, no matter what, I'm never going to be able to be good enough or do things enough to erase my sin or to get rid of the things that I've done. I'm never going to be able to make it right. And I may never get rid of those voices that tell me I'm not worth anything. But it's a place that was just humble before the Lord. Humble and surrendered. And the Lord gave me some words to say to her after that. He said, this is how I see her. And so I told her, you know, he sees you as his little girl without all the junk. And he's proud of you. Because you have surrendered yourself and you've admitted, I can't do this. And I have no control over this divide in me. And I don't either. I don't have any control over that either. And some days it plagues me bad. But the Lord showed me his love for my mother in that place. In the place where I was so angry with her that I don't want to talk to her anymore. That I was so angry with her because she was always more important than me. Not this time. This time, she was my mom. And this time, I could see the Lord at work in her. And she continued to be my mother that morning, even though she wasn't the best. She was still sad and she wasn't in the best place. But she was honest about who she was before the Lord and before me. And that's when the Lord showed me, that's what I want from you, Jess. I want that from you. This is a really long talk, I'm sorry, but maybe some of you will have time to just sit and hear this little testimony. Maybe you can relate to it. But I thought that I would sing a song that I wrote a while back called Altar Song. And it was during a time when I realized that all this fighting in the Lord and all this standing up on the inside, you know, and not feeling safe and wanting to protect myself and wanting to be in control and all those things really weren't helping me. Of course, at the time, you know, you're like, if I could just give up control and just surrender, I would. It's not that easy. But this is what years ago he told me, this is what I want from you. And I thought, I don't know how to do that. But I can try, and I can do it with every piece of me that I know of. But if there's any piece of me that won't surrender, I still do my best to give it to you. And the Lord wrestles me to the ground, as he wrestles my mother as well. But the Lord has done some cool things in my mom and in me. And he likes to break generational things. And he's at work doing that right now in my life. As painful as it is, I see it breaking off her. I see things breaking off me. And I'm seeing my kids benefit from that. And so this song is talking about giving my heart to the Lord. Here's my heart, battered and broken. I want to offer more, but this is all I have to give. Here's my scars, Lord, everyone you see. Use them for something and turn these ashes to beauty. Do what you want. You're in control. I know you want my heart to be whole. Every piece that I know of, I promise to give to you, God. Here are my plans, Lord, laid on the altar. I can do nothing alone. You have the power, Lord, here. Here's my life, God. I trust you completely. Your plans are perfect, and you are the one who makes me free. So, in seeing the surrender in my mother yesterday, the beautiful surrender of a life that's just learning to trust the Lord in the mess, inspires me to keep going, inspires me to think that if the Lord can show me how he feels and loves my mother in the midst of how she sometimes beats herself up for her sin. It was a beautiful surrender yesterday to see her come to the realization that she can't do it. He has to be the one to help her change, but it starts with surrender. It's so painful. But if he can show me that in my own mother, then maybe that can trickle down. And maybe he can maybe I can believe that he sees me that way too. So I'm going to sing now because I've talked too long. This song is called Altar Song. Trust you completely. Your plans are perfect. You are the one who makes me free. Yeah. The one who makes me free. Do what you want, God. Do what you want, God. You're in control. I know you want my heart to be cold. Every piece I know of, I promise to give to you, God. I promise to give to you. That's my little extended drum beat thing because I don't know how to stop it on time. So I hope that the pain that I've been through the last couple months, what I've walked through, sending my kids to school in COVID, when I've been petrified my whole life of sickness. I know it seems counterproductive, countercultural, but it is obedience in my part. It's saying that my children get to live even if I never learned how in this place. And what God can do. if you just surrender and trust. And so I hope you enjoyed the song, and hope everybody's doing well out there. And I hope to see you again sometime to give glory to the Lord in the midst of surrender. So bless you today, and have a good one.